Hi Birbsquad, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Victoria Ryan. This is Yoshi, my yellow-sided green cheek parakeet, also known as a conure. And that little floof book that is now finally talking is Popples, my Quaker parrot. Say hi, boys. Say hi. So in today's video, you guys, we're going to be doing something different and really fun, hopefully. Debunking parrot myths and parrot assumptions that you hear all over the internet. You know, different bird stores will tell you these things, different breeders, different parrot rescues. I mean, you probably heard these things sometime in your life. And especially when you're a beginner parrot owner, you probably at least heard or read one of these things once. Or myths or whatever. So I want to debunk some of these and give you my thoughts, my opinions on this. Obviously, if you don't agree, if you have a different opinion, whatever, let me know respectively in the comments and tell me why you feel differently about some of these that I debunk. If you want to be a part of the strongest flock here on YouTube, go ahead and peck that subscribe button down below and let's just fly on into this video. I'm going to give you some questions and you got to pick whether it's true, false, or whatever other answer that I give you. The very first question is, drumroll please. Okay, so this first one. My green cheek conure is actually not a yellow-sided green cheek conure. He is a maroon-bellied conure. Is that true? Is that false? Or is that the same color mutation, just called something different? Basically saying that yellow-sided is the same color as maroon-bellied, it's just called something different. You picked false, you are correct. I have been told this so many times in previous green cheek videos of mine. People telling me that, no, you actually have a maroon-bellied conure. And I was like, wait, what? And I Googled it and I saw pictures of a maroon belly and I was like, gasp. I have been told wrong about what color mutation Yoshi is because they look so similar. And I was like, oh dang, not that I care, obviously, what he's labeled as. I don't care. Yoshi is my Yoshi. But I was just shocked. I was like, have I been lied to? What's going on? And then I found out, like, no, there is a difference. And you guys are going to be shocked at the way to tell them apart. Sometimes it's their head color. But the main one that you could tell the difference between a yellow-sided and a maroon-bellied is the tail. You see Yoshi's tail? Now here is a maroon-bellied conure's tail. They are both green cheeks, but they are different. They're not the same color mutation. Number 2, pineapple conures are different species from the green cheeks. If you said false, you are correct. Beep bump. Yeah. I've seen arguments in previous green cheek videos of mine of people saying that pineapples are a different species from green cheeks. They are different color mutations. They are still a green cheek. They're just different color mutations. So many different ones, you guys. There's like cinnamon, there's pineapple, there's high reds, there's now like the moon cheeks. I mean, there's just so many different color mutations. I know that's confusing because, especially with African grays, there are 2 different species. There's the Congo and the Timnas, but they're both African grays, but separate species from each other. So I know that's confusing in the parrot world with that aspect, but in this particular case, pineapples and the yellow-sided are still green cheeks. They're just different color mutations of the green cheeks. Same species still. So, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so number 3, you need the biggest cage you can possibly get for your birds. True or false? True or false? If you picked false, you are correct. I was told this so many times in the beginning, you guys. You need to get the world's biggest cage for your bird, otherwise you hate them. No, you don't need the biggest cage. You don't need to make it look like the city of El Dorado in there. And actually, if some of y'all that argue this and would actually see like Yoshi and Popples' cage right now, you would say it's busted the birdhouse. I always recommend that a bird has a small cage for sleeping in, and then in the morning you take them out and move them into their play cage, play area, whatever. No matter if you work all day, you got school all day, or if you're home all day. If you're stay-at-home mom or dad, you know, whatever. If you work at home, whatever. I still recommend 2 different cages for 2 different purposes. I don't see getting just a huge honking bird cage as an answer to your problems, especially if they're a fearful bird, because you want them to want to come out. You want them to find a reason to want to. So if they've got all their toys, all their food, water, everything they could possibly need in that one huge cage, why would they want to come out? Like, if I was a bird, nah, I wouldn't want to come out of that, especially if I knew y'all would be touching me all the time. Like, no. So yeah, I don't see how having the biggest cage makes any sense at all. If you're a good parrot owner, you take them out of their cage to exercise, not just leave them in their cage all the time, whatever. So, if you could train your bird to do so, you don't necessarily need a cage for your bird. True or false? False. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, a cage is birdie jail. No, 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 no. Big false, you are correct. A lot of people, especially I've seen in Reddit and in Facebook groups, you know, because they're so kind over there in those Facebook groups. You guys, you've heard it. Everyone tries to avoid getting their bird a cage because it's birdie jail. The birds will just hate their life being in a cage. Oh my god, it's horrible having a cage. There's no caging in my house, only the spices. I honestly feel like a bird cage is necessary, even if you train them to go in and out of the cage as they please or whatever. I do feel like a cage is very much so necessary. A cage is a great aspect to your bird's mental health. It's great for them to have that separation, but it's also good to just have that healthy balance between, you know, your parrot spending time with you, getting exercise, but also having that time to himself to relax and chill out a little bit, you know? And then that way, when you do get him back out, he's excited and he's ready to play with you. It's just good to have that separation, you know? So, yeah, I don't understand why people look at cages like it's birdie jail. Typically, 2 lovebirds do better together than 1 lovebird. True or false? If you pick true, you are correct. Did I trick you? Did I trick you with the lovebird myth? I really hope so. In general, do really good with the birdie companion. Now, is it a requirement? No. And is it truly necessary to get to? No. That part is totally a myth. Of course, parrots are going to do really well with, you know, other parrots, other birds like them, of course. But they can thrive, they can be healthy, they can be happy with your just a human companion. You don't need to just, you have to get 2, you have to keep them in pairs. That part is totally a myth. Ooh, this one, you guys, this one. If you teach your bird to whistle first, he will never learn to talk. True or false? If you picked false, you are correct. When Popples was still pretty young and kind of new to the family, I took him into our local pet store one day, and one of the bird ladies there was like, oh, you got a Quaker parrot, does he talk yet? And I was like, no, not yet, you know, he's still pretty young. I just got him, you know, like a month or 2 ago. And she was like, oh, well, if you try to teach him to talk, do not teach him to whistle first, because then he'll never talk. And I was like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Why? And I was just standing there like trying to not laugh, and I'm like, okay. That makes a whole lot of sense. And she was like, well, they, you know, they'll just whistle. They just won't talk. And here's why I think this became a myth and why it's false. Sometimes our parrots feed off of our reactions. So if Popples started whistling first and I'm praising him all the time, I'm like, yeah, keep whistling, you're doing so good. And I mimic back with him and this and that. More than likely, that may be all he wants to do because he's getting the reaction that he wants from you. It's not necessarily, well, he doesn't know how to now, or he just won't. It just may be just because he doesn't find it necessary. He gets all of the attention and all the reactions he wants from you from the whistling. Alright, males are more likely to talk than female parrots. True, false, or depending on the species? You picked depending on the species, you are correct. You probably have heard, you know, the typical canaries, finches, you know, they'll sing. The male ones, they sing because it's part of what they do out in the wild and part of the whole breeding process ritual. Ew, that sounds so gross. Quaker parrots, for example, it's different. They don't whistle and sing to each other in the wild to attract a mate. So there's no, like, correlation, I think is the word. There's no correlation between a female or a male parrot talking or not talking first, because there's just it's not a reason for them in the wild. So it all depends on the species. Canaries, yeah, it is only the males typically, but Quaker parrots, it doesn't matter. So it's all in the species. Ooh, this one's a good one, you guys. A parrot that sits on your head is more dominant than you. Oh. This one is so controversial. I get this one so many times. Even from other parrot YouTubers, I've been told, don't let that parrot sit on your head. He's going to think he's in charge. Is that true, false, or depending on the bird? I say depending on the bird. I see both sides of the argument. Like, some people will say, oh, don't let that bird sit on your head. He's going to be more dominant than you. And then I've seen other people that are like, there's no such thing as an alpha bird. Just because a bird touches my head, he thinks that he's the boss of me. No, I don't think that at all. But I do think that there is certain personality traits that can make a bird more dominant, more submissive. Like, I have a perfect example of my two. Yoshi is more submissive, Popples is more dominant. So if Popples sits on my head, I do believe there's a higher chance that, you know, he would do it as an act of dominance. Even shows some acts of dominance with Nick, because Popples has claimed me as his queen, and Nick has claimed me as his queen, and like, I can be a queen for everyone, guys. It's an act of dominance from Popples. Yoshi, he doesn't care. I'm not his queen. He can give two bird craps about that. But you see, it's just all about the personality of a bird. That's what I think it comes down to. I don't think there's just like this universal, well, a bird sits on my head or my shoulder, he's dominant. No, I just truly believe it's just personality traits. Popples is more dominant, Yoshi is more submissive. So look at your bird, and that's how it comes down to everything, honestly. Just your bird, its personality. Here's a good one. Parsley is toxic to birds. True, rarely, false. Picked false. You are correct. I don't know where this one started. I honestly, you guys, have no idea where this started. I've been told this before. I've read it online too. I don't know why parsley was chosen. If y'all are like spraying your herbs with like bug repellent or something, I don't know where this came from. But parsley, it just by itself, no, it's actually really good for your parrots. Like magnesium, there's B1, I think B2's in it, there's potassium, I think. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in parsley, and it's actually really good to add in your parrots' daily routine, you know, in some of their little bird bowls. Like, parsley's good for them. So I don't know where this came about that's toxic, but no, it's totally a myth. Parrot owners should not give their parrots sunflower seeds. True or false? This is where I get in trouble. It's where I get in trouble. Strictly a matter of my personal opinion, but I say false. I did a video months ago about how I give my parrots sunflower seeds. And me being the dummy that I am, hold up this big bag of sunflower seeds, and I'm like, this is the brand and the stuff I give my birds. That no, I do not give my parrots like a big pile of sunflower seeds every day. And for the normal, like everyday life, I don't recommend you give your parrots even sunflower seeds every day. Here is what I'm thinking with this, okay? This is honestly just a matter of how you want to raise your birds. Yes, sunflower seeds are one of the oiliest, fattiest seeds that you can give to your birds. But here's the deal, and here's where it comes down to how you want to raise your bird. For one, always ask your vet what they think, what they feel, what they think about, you know, the health of your bird, whether they can handle that kind of thing or not. I do have to watch because Quakers are prone to fatty liver disease, so I do have to watch and moderate the amount of seeds that I give Popples. But here's the deal, like, and this is where people disagree with me, and this is where the controversy begins. I want to give my birds, obviously, a long, healthy, happy life in captivity. I am not in a race to see how long I can get my bird to live, so it can live longer than everyone else's bird. Yes, of course, I want my bird to live 100 years. If he's not truly happy, if I'm just merely keeping him alive, what's the fun in that? Like, does that make sense? I hope that comes across the way that I'm trying to mean it as. Like, how do I word this? My birds enjoy sunflower seeds. Like, they go berserk, man. So, of course, I want them to be happy, and if it makes them happy, I'll give them a seed every now and then. Especially if it helps out a little bit during training. If they, did something just amazing and they get a sunflower seed, I'm going to give them one. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, and they say keep them away from it entirely. I totally understand. Get why people gripe and complain at me about it and, throw some hate in the chat. But listen, some of y'all that are attacking me about giving my birds sunflower seeds, you're probably typing that. You're probably sitting there, keyboard warrior, typing it into my chat while you're taking your kids through McDonald's. Like, McDonald's has zero nutritional value to your kids, but we still take them there. Why? Because your kids get freaking pumped and excited for that stupid little Happy Meal. So giving that to them every now and then is fine. Like, yes, birds are fragile, but they're also very strong in many ways. If you just want your birds to be pure and sunflower seed free, by all means, keep it away from them. I'm not going to judge you for it, so please don't judge me if I give my bird a sunflower seed every now and then. Just don't be stupid with it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings on any of those, and let me know if you enjoyed this kind of thing, because there are a ton more parrot myths and assumptions out there, you guys. I can make so many videos on this, it is insane. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and flap that like button, pack the subscribe button down below, become a member of the Bird Squad. To me on my socials, both Instagram and Twitter, are both at Victoria Ryan, and if you're a gamer bird, you can follow me on Twitch. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I think that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think that's it. You guys, is there anything from you guys? Anything you want to add? Cool. Alright, so thank you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, Birbsquad. I love you so much. Bye, guys.